Explaining football to the friend who's just there for the nachos? Hard. Tailgating from home like a pro with snacks and drinks everyone will love? An easy win. And with Instacart helping deliver the snack time MVPs to your door, you're ready for the game in as fast as 30 minutes. So you never miss a play or lose your seat on the couch or have to go head-to-head for the last chicken wing. Shop Game Day Faves on Instacart and enjoy $0 delivery fees on your first 3 grocery orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Other fees and terms apply.
T-Mobile 5G internet keeps getting better. Boost your connection to harder-to-reach places with Home Internet Plus and get internet right where you want it.
With Wi-Fi that reaches the attic, I finally have a home office.
Get a free upgrade to T-Mobile Home Internet Plus while supplies last. Home Internet Plus starts at $50 a month with autopay and any voice line. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
During congestion, customers on this plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using greater than 1.2 terabytes per month due to data prioritization. After $20 bill credit plus $5 per month without autopay. Debit or bank account required. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies.
Hey, Prime members. Have you heard? You can listen to your favorite podcasts ad-free. Good news. With Amazon Music, you have access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts included with your Prime membership. To start listening, download the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/ad-free podcast. That's amazon.com/ad-free podcast to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
So, per the usual, we have bombs to drop about celebrities stalking us, other celebrities protecting us from those celebrity stalkers. But before that, I just have a question. I don't know why this is on my mind, but I need to let it out. I have a question for Christopher and the listeners. If you have answers to this, please DM us on Insta. Michael Douglas as Ben Franklin.
This is not where I thought this was going at all.
Who asked for this? Who is it for? How does this get made? And I'm thinking, as I keep getting assaulted by this every time I turn on my Apple TV,
Dominic,
or my phone.
I'm going to have to stop you. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Are you serious?
I swear to you.
Okay, we're on different. I'm on an elderly algorithm and you are not. I don't know if it's Hulu or Apple TV Plus, but Michael Douglas is in a mini series where he's playing Ben Franklin. And all I'm thinking to myself is, why do we need this? Like,
I'm Googling it. God.
I can't, right?
Oh my God.
I can't. I don't know why it bothers me so much. I just look at it as a producer. You try to get stuff made, stuff gets shot down, stuff languishes in development. And then I just think Michael Douglas as Ben Franklin, is this going to do well?
Oh,
why?
I'm speechless.
Right?
Dominic. First of all, they looked at him in that Ant-Man movie and they were like, like he looks like the Crypt Keeper. Like, how can we now manufacture that into something? And they're like, Benjamin Franklin. Like,
I don't understand, like, how.
No, but you are correct. Like, it is infuriating that there are like actual, real, talented people. And not that Michael Douglas is obviously not a talented actor, because obviously he is. But like, there is like people that like have poured their heart and soul into some things that don't get greenlit. And yet we are subjected to this.
Right. You know who would have acted the shit out of that role and who needs it? Bradley Cooper. Yeah. Bradley Cooper as Ben Franklin. Hey, but hello, I'm Benny. Like, that would have been it. He would have acted the shit out of it.
No, because Michael Douglas was like, "Hi, I'm here." Like, did the role and left. Bradley Cooper would have been like, I was watching Hamilton, and then I was reading a lot of stuff about Thomas Jefferson, and I really think, you know what I mean. He would have turned it into a fucking 3-ring circus, whereas Michael Douglas is like, oh, I don't need to come in 3 hours early to get aged up for this. Okay, great.
They probably aged his ass down. It's probably an AI Michael Douglas.
They're doing, instead of giving him like wooden teeth like George Washington, they're like, oh, we need to actually like enhance your teeth to make them better.
But it's just such a strange time in history. Like, we got Oppenheimer. We gave it 1 million Oscars, including Best Picture. We really need another like declaration of a white male scientist who's destroyed society. Who cares? Thanks for inventing electricity. No problems have come from that. You know what I mean? He should have not invented electricity. That's what I think.
Okay,
he should be chastised.
I'm reading. Okay, you're going to die. This is like on Google. Like this is the synopsis. In December 1776, Benjamin Franklin is world famous for his electrical experiments, but his passion and power are put to the test when he embarks on a secret mission to France with the fate of American independence hanging in the balance.
Oh my God. They make Ben Franklin sound so sexy. Spoiler alert. She's not.
Yeah, like he wasn't a spy. And two, guess what? We're all aware that the American independence did not actually hang in the balance because we exist. So
it is now, though. Also, what year was that?
1776.
1776. That's so funny. No, because Michael Douglas was born in 1778. So I almost understand. Look, I'm never going to watch it, but perhaps if you do, let us know if it's good, because when I heard Michael Douglas was playing Liberace, I was like, what the fuck? But then I watched it.
This is worse.
And it worked.
Even worse.
It worked.
I feel like I need to dip my toe in this just to find out.
Why don't you watch an episode and report back to us? I just can't understand that in the age where like the Emmy nominations are going to be like Baby Reindeer and all this other edgy shit, and in the middle of it, is going to be
Michael Douglas
Ben fucking
for
Franklin.
Ben Franklin for Franklin.
Stop. God almighty, all the projects I want to do, but Michael Douglas just wakes up one day and he's like, I want to be this old fuck, and it just gets made.
Yeah,
God.
Like with bells on, like rolling out the red carpet.
Oh yeah, I can hear them ringing from here.
Well, while you're creating and starring in television, I'm going to be watching television, and I'll report back to you.
Please do. All right, now let's start dropping some bombs. Listeners, as you know, Jennifer Lopez has been stalking us. As you know from last week, Marishka Hargitay came to my neighborhood to take a police report from Chris and I about all this stuff. What we didn't get a chance to tell you before last week's broadcast is that I posted a reel on Instagram about Marishka coming to save me. And later in that day, I get a 911 text from Chris, who is looking at Instagram and sees that the real Marishka Hargitay liked the video where I am, in effect, stalking her outside my bedroom window.
Yes, correct. However, you were in your home. So if you were stalking her, like that's a leap, I will say.
And as we said last week, everyone's like, why didn't you run out and say hi? It's a closed set. It's a scripted show. It's SVU. So their security guards are actual police officers blocking off the street. And also, as TV producers, we're always very friendly when people come up to set and ask what you're doing or want to meet someone. But inside, we do want you to go away, like 100% of the time, because you're showing up at someone's job. I know it sucks and it sounds arrogant, but I never do that when I see people, even if it's Marishka, even if it was Cher, I'd have a hard time going and say, can I peek in and get a lock of her hair, or just put my head in the toilet that she used just for 3 seconds.
Also, do you want people to show up to your job and be like, hey, what's going on here?
But anyway, Marishka clearly on our side, clearly acknowledging that she was here to take a police report, but was obviously too busy with her day job to come up to my apartment. She knows where I live. I'm expecting her any minute, and we will keep you updated.
Did you say in the video that like J-Lo is stalking us? Like, does she know that we are making a joke about J-Lo stalking us?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Because that's fucking funny as shit if she's aware that J-Lo is stalking us. Like, that's funny.
I Googled, by the way, I tried to find an image of Marishka and J-Lo together on
it doesn't exist, I'm sure.
On the internet, and I couldn't find one.
That's so funny.
Are you taking your shirt off?
I'm burning up. It's
Jesus Christ, you are topless while we're doing
No,
this.
I have my décolletage out.
I get your hairy ass cleavage, you mean? Okay, so let's move down our list. There are many things to talk about this week. Tay-Tay, sometimes I get tired of talking about this girl, but I will just say another week, another record's been broken. The Billboard Hot 100 came out, and she has the top 14 songs on the Billboard Hot 100. This has never been done before. The record she broke was hers because in November, I think of 2022, for the first time in history, someone had all top 10 songs. She's broken that record with the top 14. To Taylor Swift, I say this. Enough. Take a vacation.
I'm ready for us to, I don't know what has to happen for us to shift our view of her from tortured poet, singer-songwriter girl that's like down on her luck to absolute billionaire like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk level. Like, when will that happen? And come for me, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, when is that going to be what we talk about? That's all.
The press that she is getting with Travis, I thought the Super Bowl, I thought that we had peaked there. But it was shortly after that we found out that she had an album coming out and we all knew, fuck, this is never going to end. They were at the Mahomes Foundation and Patrick Mahomes and his wife were there and she was there with Travis Kelce. And I guess it was the first time Travis Kelce had used the words significant other in describing her.
Oh, brother.
And the press
and
went
that's like the
ballistic.
Yeah. We watched you on national television make out.
We saw them make out at the most watched TV broadcast of the year. We don't need, why is this a story? Leave us alone.
Because it doesn't matter. It'll get clicks, period.
We're going to release a double album called Tortured Pop Culture Experts, and the whole fucking thing's going to be about Taylor Swift assaulting us, and we have to come here every week and talk about it. Speaking of pop culture expertise, we know you can feel it in the air. One of the biggest nights. I truly cannot believe you're not wearing a shirt right now. I don't know.
Oops.
I don't know. Don't you give me that shoulder. Hassan, come get your wife. The Met Gala is Monday. Alleluia. So as
really
we did,
is. Oh my God.
It is Monday.
No, it's not.
It is Monday. Yes, our next broadcast a week.
Oh my God, it is
you
Monday.
Listening to this now will be us running down the Met Gala as we did last year. We won't be fixing it. We won't be fixing anything next week. We will do half Pre-Fixe and half what the fuck happened at the Met Gala, which we absolutely love.
And we have a huge guest coming on.
We do.
Charlotte Rose Coleman, stylist to the stars. She is going to be breaking down everything with us, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Can't wait to meet you, Charlotte. Maybe you can bring Chris a shirt for next week's broadcast.
Dominic, I'm drenched in sweat right now.
Well, I know you're getting over an illness, so I understand you're sweating out toxins. Yeah. That's fine. I'm not wearing pants, coincidentally. So between us, we have a full outfit. The Met Gala, not without controversy. Apparently, the Met Gala or Anna Wintour have partnered with TikTok as a sponsor of this year's Conflama. And it comes as the United States government has told TikTok, like, sell yourself or get out. And people are pissed. Anna Wintour, of course, does not care and will be moving straight forward with everything we need to have the most frivolous night of the year take place as necessary. I don't know anything about the guest list this year. Normally, I will find out like who's been invited before, but I'm not going to do that this year. I want to be surprised.
I feel like I'm not hearing like any rumbles at all about it.
No. I mean,
I don't even know
start picking up.
Theme. Do we know what the theme is even?
I can't remember. Maybe I'll be surprised by that as well. The theme is probably give your best Taylor Swift. I have no idea. It's going to be something that'll annoy me, I'm certain. Prince Harry is going back to the UK for a few days. I can't remember why, but apparently King Charles does not have time to see him because he is too busy. He's obviously recovered from cancer, but he also has engagements. And so the press is wondering whether or not Charles and H will be able to mend their relationship during Charles's illness, because as of now, he doesn't have room on his schedule to see his son on one of his rare visits to one of the nations that he owns. So we'll see next week how that pans out.
Sorry to say, I'm so over it. Like, I don't even, who cares? I'm so done with it.
Well, you know what? I mean, he's been sending Camilla.
Like, shut up.
He's been sending Camilla to engagements. I wonder if he'll just send Camilla to say hello to Harry while he's there. Have coffee.
Who we
with
all
him.
know, like in Spare, he's like this stupid fucking dumb bitch. Like he fucking hates her.
I know. That's
like
why it would be great.
And not even from the Daily Mail, like from his own words, is like, I hate this woman. Like she used me for press like my entire life.
That's a movie that I want to see. That like very Frost Nixon, Camilla Harry.
Yes.
You know, let's do that.
100%.
It's been a few weeks since we've done this, and I'm pleased to say that we have. Are you ready, Christopher?
I'm ready.
A Brit Watch.
Britney Watch.
Oh, baby. Hi, y'all. All right. So somehow, very quietly, Britney and her estranged father tied up all the legal loose ends without us knowing about it and sort of settled the conservatorship legal case. Again, I don't know why it wasn't bigger news, because I only found out about it tangentially when I was reading an article about Britney Spears being in the San Fernando Valley and making her first quote unquote public appearance since the conservatorship was settled. She was crouched down in the front seat of a car trying to escape paparazzi. I don't even know or care about the name of the man who was driving the car. But she's back. She's in California. She has all of her money. And the jury is out right now. I've read conflicting articles about whether or not she will have to pay from her money her father's $2 million in legal fees. Because I read one article that said she does have to pay it. And I read another that said they worked it out so she doesn't. So we'll have more on that next week as well.
I mean, I've said it on this podcast before, and I'll say it again. To quote Wendy Williams, death to all of them.
Well,
it's
Satan is working his magic with Jamie Spears very slowly.
I know,
he
for
took
real.
a leg. He took the money. What's next?
For real.
His hair.
I mean, it's just like so sad. Oh God, he's such a fucking piece of shit.
I know.
I don't even.
Really
I want to like do something all funny about it, but it's just like he's a fucking piece of shit. Anyway,
he is. He really is. Now, I do not take joy in this next section of the Pre-Fixe, because someone who we have fixed unsuccessfully, someone who we loathe more and more every day. There are so many stories about this individual that for the first time, we have to do a Santos watch.
Oh God,
podcast.
Don't even get me started with this one.
Santos watch. George Santos all over the motherfucking news this week. First of all, he has dropped out of the race for Congress, that he was running for his old seat again. He has dropped out due to lack of interest from literally all of society. I think he raised negative $2.50 in campaign funds. Someone played a joke on him because, as we know, he has been going to Cameo and, trying to exist as a cameo artist. Someone had him record a cameo for NAMBLA. Now, NAMBLA stands for the North American Man-Boy Love Association. It is literally a club for pedophiles.
Dear God,
and if you look online, he didn't know what it was. And he basically said, "Happy birthday, NAMBLA. I love you. Keep up the good work." And then just posted it all over the internet. It is kiki.
Would you think that as a, government official, you would know what that association is to like steer clear of, right?
One would think. One would think. But wait, I don't think you know this next thing I'm about to tell you, and your clit is about to.
No, I know.
You do know it. I was hoping you wouldn't know before we got here. But
I saw it yesterday. Go ahead. Kitara
George Santos's drag persona, Kitara Ravage, is now going to be doing 100 cameos on her own.
Remember when he denied that was him? Remember when
Yeah. Now only is it not him, but he is tweeting, "I'm taking Kitara out of the closet for the first time in 18 years. And I went to Cameo last night to see if there was like an example video, but in order to even access it, you have to fill out so much information like, who is this? What is it for? Like all of this mind-numbing shit, because he knows people are going to say,
no, the only reason anyone
they're going to do a NAMBLA
is
again.
To troll him. Yeah, absolutely.
So fuck this guy. I see him on his Twitter acting very colloquially gay, like, "Hey, squirrel friends," and blah, blah, and doing all this shit and getting very drag race and cunty and trying to be one of us. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. You and Caitlyn Jenner. Fuck both of you.
Okay, Dominic.
Sorry.
I mean, but like, no one takes George Santos seriously, so I'm not like actually afraid.
No, I'm not afraid. Yeah. I'm just afraid he's going to live a long life and keep getting gayer and people will be hypnotized by him. That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, that's true.
By the way, fuck you, George Santos. Christopher, will you take me through this next story? Because
I'm licking my chops about it.
Lick them, dry them, rinse off, tell the people what we're talking about. Because I I don't know why I'm not into this story.
Okay, so David Beckham is suing Mark Whalberg. And he's suing him because that F45, which is like a gym, but it's like almost like a CrossFit gym, like a Soul Cycle-esque, where it's like you go there, but you do it to go to a class. It's not just like a gym. You could, maybe it is, but like you do it because you're like on the F45 workout plan, kind of like an Orange Theory, etc. Mark Whalberg owns all of those, and they're all over the country. David Beckham was apparently supposed to be the spokesperson for the gym. He was supposed to be paid like so many millions of dollars. And he was also supposed to have like an entire, like 20% of the company or like 10%. Like he was supposed to get a percentage of the company. I don't know if 20%, that seems like a lot, but like he's supposed to get percentage of the company and get like millions of dollars to be the spokesperson. Not only did he never get paid to be the spokesperson, but never got the percentage of anything. And so now that the company is like folding in on itself and about to like go bankrupt, they're like, oh, here's your percentage, because it's like $5.
Oh.
And it's like nothing. And because they're like basically in financial ruin. And the reason that I am so into this story is, one, Mark Whalberg is a piece of fucking trash, and I almost might need to put him on the invincible list, because he is someone who has done so many fucked up things and is just skated through and is like America's hero.
He's one of those rare celebrities who sort of straddles the unfixables and the invincibles.
Yes, together
for me.
Yes. But a little birdie named Bethany Frankel once told me, you need to watch this show. It's called Wall Street, spelled W-A-H-L Street.
I'm going to throw myself in front of the train.
It was on Max. I hope that it's still up there so that everyone can go watch it. She's like, you just need to watch a show and just call me whenever you're done. I watched it. When I tell you, it was the biggest pile of shit I've ever seen in my life. And it's him like being a business owner and being like, I'm a like entrepreneur, like blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, he goes into like the Wahlburger, because you know he has like a burger place called Wahlburger.
I do.
He goes into the Wahlburger like corporate headquarters that he's never been to before, that his brother is running, not Donnie, I think another one. If there's another one, maybe it's Donnie.
There are many Wahlbergs.
Allegedly, yes. I don't know. I can't remember.
Too many.
This was now years ago. And he walks in and he's like, this is what I'm spending money on. And it's like these huge offices, like big conference room with big pictures of him in it, like spending millions of dollars on this real estate that's like, for what? A burger stand that's in like a few places. And it's like, he thinks it's like his version of like, I can't even compare it to anything, like Shark Tank / like this is me being like the ultimate entrepreneur. And it is truly him like realizing that his family members have just squandered all of his money on nothing. It is hilariously funny. There's at one point, there's like either a priest or like a medium / like spiritual advisor question mark that is like giving him advice of like businesses to invest in or like what his next thing should be. And he's like, oh yeah. He thinks it's so good. If you want to hate watch something, it is the perfect thing.
This is the thing. And you're going to get mad at me too, because in the way that I don't like Tom Cruise, but I will eat those Mission Impossible films for dinner every night. I fucking love Planet of the Apes. I love that.
Stop defending yourself about how you don't like Tom Cruise, but continue. I refuse to let you say that without me pushing back on it. But yeah, it is. And the first sequence of the whole thing is him like in a hotel room in France where he's made people set up a gym for him in a hotel room so that he can do his like full body workout that he does at like 4 a.m. in the morning. It's incredible. Everything about it. He's such a fucking loser. And so I'm titillated that someone with the like panache and like A-list celebrity status as David Beckham is like, oh no, I'm going to destroy you financially.
I hope he does too.
It's so good. Dominic, I need you to watch it this week. Even just put it on in the background and watch it this week and report back, because it is the best fucking shit of my life.
I'll watch it every day in 10-minute increments while I'm taking a dump in the morning. It'll probably help me. Although I don't need help. I'm proudly regular, because this week's broadcast is sponsored by Metamucil and Quest bars.
But yeah, I'm titillated. I mean, I feel like no one cares about it, but I'm like...
You are literally titillated. You're sitting here nude in front of me. You are nude.
I'm the ticker tape, like watching it at every moment. Like
I'm looking at your tits while you're telling the world you're titillated. All right, well, we'll have more on that next week. I will dive into it. I will watch these horrific broadcasts, and I'll let the listeners know what I think. Moving down, we're going to go through some of these rather depressing but necessary mentions very quickly. Harvey Weinstein's verdict was overturned. He's now in the hospital after visiting Rikers Island. Good. Stay there. Don't come home. I don't know what else to say about it. I think you would know our opinions about Harvey Weinstein by this point. Kanye West, known as Ye to people who don't understand that the word yay is a jubilant word and that he's a complete fucking asshole. Kanye is starting a porn studio and calling it Yeezy Porn. I mean, we could talk about it, but I don't think we'd say things that you don't know we'd already say.
This is, okay, here's what I have to say about that. This is never happening. Like, it's never happening. Like, he's never actually going to do this. He's now gotten to the point where he is just saying something to get press. He wants to just be in the press. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, I'm going to do a porn studio. He is truly, and you know what? I almost wonder if he's even seeking out the press or people are hounding him. And then he's like, they're like, what are you going to do next? What are you going to do next? And he, like, as a joke is like, a porn studio. And then they run with it as if like that's real. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not defending him at all.
I think he pursues it. I mean, he and his stupid wife went to Disneyland last week. It's like, that's not a place for A-list celebrities to go. Like, they have to shut the whole fucking place down to let you walk through there. P.S. They were walking through barefoot, from what I understand.
Yeah, they're
so
fucking
it's just
losers.
like, you're in eye roll country now. Yay.
We'll never see Yeezy porn. We'll never see it.
Moving on. The blades fell off the Moulin Rouge windmill in France.
I didn't know this until you sent me the list.
I'm like, thankfully no one was hurt, but it's just sort of a funny thing. I think that those blades falling off the Moulin Rouge windmill happening the same week that Nicole Kidman wins her American Film Institute Lifetime Honor is not a coincidence. She is a sorceress, and she just did it just to show that she can with her mind. That's what I think she did. Gerard Depardieu is in police custody. He's basically France's answer to Harvey Weinstein. He is disgusting and he should rot in jail. I think we can move on from that. Let's talk about someone more innocent, Richard Simmons.
Oh my God.
I'm going to make a public statement here. Pauly Shore, leave Richard Simmons alone. For fuck's sake. Stop it. He has not sanctioned the movie you're doing about him. He does not want you to do it. Richard has returned to social media, basically giving little bits and pieces of his memoir on Facebook. They are always endearing and fascinating. And I recommend everyone go to Richard's page and read all of these accounts of this fabulous life that he has lived. He is in talks with 4 different studios, none of whom include Pauly Shore, about his life story. And Pauly Shore released a statement saying that he cries every night because Richard won't take his pitch for the movie. He doesn't want you to do it. So stop. Leave him alone.
No, he doesn't want you to do it because you tried to go behind his back and do it. Like, that's why. You already had press for a movie that didn't exist yet where it was a picture of you looking like Richard Simmons. That's why he doesn't want you to do it, because you tried to fucking do it without him. And now that you know that he's actually trying to sell the story without you because you were clinging on to this for dear life because you don't have a career anymore. And you should fucking be crying yourself to sleep because your career's in the fucking gutter.
Yeah, piss someone off we don't like. Do Mark Wahlberg's life story.
No, but not even
like
that. Like, it's just like you tried to be fucking shady about it. You got caught, and now he's doing it the right way, and you suck, and you know it, and you're fucked.
I think he really thought Richard would be like so flattered that anyone cared. But the thing is, everyone cares about Richard Simmons, and no one cares about you. Stop it.
Yeah.
Emma Stone's real name is Emily.
Oh, don't get me started on this.
And she wants people to just start calling her Emily. Emma Stone, no, I'm not.
Also,
what are we supposed to do? Remonogram your Oscars? Stop this. Stop it.
Also, I just don't, I don't even, people are dying in the world. Like, this is not something I need to, be concerned about. Like, did she say that offhandedly to someone being like, I wish people would call me by my real name. It's so weird that I'm going by this monogram so many years later. And then it turned into a story that was like, Emma Stone is denying anyone call her Emma ever again. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I hope so, though, because that would make us talking about it more frivolous. And I'm a giant fan of that. So I hope she didn't even say it. We're just making it up. The Dance Moms reunion. JoJo Siwa, who we recently fixed, It turns out she is an Abby Lee Miller apologist. Natalie Katona sent us this information where JoJo just was like, I think everything Abby Lee Miller said was right. That's how it is in show business. If she thought you fucked up, she told you, sue me. And everyone else on the reunion looked at her and was like, okay, girl. That was it. I mean, I am unsurprised by that, to be honest with you.
No, of course. I mean,
unsurprised.
She knows where her bread gets buttered and she's trying to lap it up.
Ethan Slater, known better to people as SpongeBob Square Grande. Yeah.
Square Grande.
I couldn't believe when this popped up in my algorithm the other day that he is, first of all, he's had like a sexy makeover.
Yeah, he looks good.
I mean, he's dating one of the most famous women in the world. And he'll be performing at the Carlisle. I'm certain it's already sold out, but if anyone can get Chris and I tickets, please let us know. I would see him just to see what all the fuss is about. But he clearly feels like he is on the other side of this scandal, and he is a sex kitten, and
he kind of is.
He's nerdy hot. There's no doubt.
No, but I'm saying like they kind of are on the other side of the scandal. If they're still together, that's kind of like, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, but it's going to reignite when Wicked comes out.
100%.
Like, it's the only thing anyone's going to talk about with them in interviews.
Well, and then they have to be, that's the thing. It's like they're going to have to be on red carpets together, and they're going to have to be answering questions, and it's good. Yeah.
Or they'll do it separately and be coy about it. Or, you know what? Who knows? Maybe on Monday at the Met Gala, maybe they will walk down that carpet together.
Oh, wow.
Are we making a prediction right here?
That would be
That would be a great moment to get it out of the way so they don't have to do it in
Dominick,
November,
that'd be
December.
Really smart. That would be very smart.
You're welcome, kids. You're welcome. Because if it happens, we will take credit for it. The last thing I want to say before we move into us reading more chapters of Brittany's Vacation, which we forgot to do last week, our apologies, is that I was driving down to the city from upstate and I heard on 1010 Wins News Radio that the legalization of marijuana and the eating of munchies is reshaping the economy. This is a direct quote from 1010 Wins. And so
this is why you listen to 1010 Wins.
Because I am their audience. Apparently the mass legalization of marijuana has changed how much food people order and the type of food, mainly snacks. So for the reshaping of the economy, I want to single-handedly say to the United States, you are welcome.
Oh, brother.
And now, as promised, we give you, what chapters are these? I've even forgot. Will this vacation never end?
This is the last. These are the last two.
These are the last two chapters of Brittany's Vacation from her Instagram diary. Correct. Okay, where are my glasses? And now for the final two chapters of Brit's Vacation. Thumbs up is not the cool thing to do. Ellipsis. Oh, excuse me. I forgot. We're calling ellipsis drama dots from now on. Allow me to restart. Thumbs up is not the cool thing to do. Drama dots. Damn, I actually need to stop doing that. 3 exclamation points. The coolest thing that I posted is when I actually really fucked up and messed up with the screenshot and accidentally put red all over it. 3 exclamation points. The back of my neck is written in Hebrew, extremely tiny. Drama dots. Mem Hey Shin. What? Drama dots. It means the power to heal. 3 exclamation points. I'm going to throw myself in front of a train when this is over. I'm sad that I've taken this task on. It comes from the 72 names of God in Kabbalah, which I studied a long time ago. 3 exclamation points.
Throwback.
I should probably start studying it again. Drama dots. People would probably shit if they knew the hours I spent on those books. 3 exclamation points. It's the tiniest book ever written. Book emoji. 3 exclamation points. There are a lot of other things that happened on this trip that I'm not sharing as well. Drama dots. Nothing is what it seems. Peculiar face. 3 exclamation points. I portray that everything is completely perfect, but trust me, I've been through it as well. And I would share those struggles, but they are too offensive to share. Drama dots. It would make other people extremely sad. And honestly, there's not a damn thing I can do about it. So just know my life is not as perfect as it seems. Drama dots. Also, newsflash. And remember, my beautiful friends, you are not alone. Rose emoji. 3 exclamation points. This concludes our 5-part series, Brit's Vacay.
I mean, let that wash all over you.
Let it wash all over you. I can tell you that after doing this for the past few weeks, I'm not going to do it again. I can't. It hurts my uvula to speak like Britney
I can
Spears.
feel that it hurts your voice.
You can hear it. It's like, hi, y'all. Like, I can do hey, y'all. I can't read a script like that ever again.
Also, like, I don't know where we do this. If we do it here, we do it on the Patreon, something. We need to go back and like talk about how Kabbalah just washed through every A-list celebrity possible, and that like they
and
all
left them for dead.
Yes,
basically.
correct. Yeah. And they all wore those little red bracelets for like 3 years, and how it was like it was basically like the satanic panic, like all over again for like a good 3 years. Like I feel that people born after a certain year have no idea what we're talking about, and I'm like, you need to understand that we were apoplectic every time like someone showed up on the red carpet with a red little string attached to their wrist.
I did no research on it. I was never interested in a religion where you had to wear a bracelet to let everyone know that you're. I just wasn't. I wasn't into it. We are ready to get into an epic double fix this week with double experts. We will get into the fix right after this incredibly vital message.
All right, we have two. I mean, when you say fabric of the show, the two of our fabric of the show guests.
They are woven in. They are the meat and potatoes of fixing famous people. And that is actually their drag duo name as well. Meat and potatoes.
You know them as Natalie Katona and Julia Washington. Welcome back, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, we're
So happy that you're both here. And at the same time, this is Mage for the listenership. This is two of the fave guests here together at the same time.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'd like to thank you for having us. I'd like to thank my family reunion for giving me my Grandma Peg's sexy, smoky voice for the evening.
Love that.
And I was just wondering if we should open the episode by chanting the Charmed chant.
Do it. I won't know
Wait,
it.
what was it? Wait, what was it? Fuck, how do I not remember this?
It's so simple. It's the power of three will set us free. The power of three
will set us free. Oh my God, I forgot all about that. Wow. We are the power of three. And Dominic is
I'm like the Estelle Getty here. I missed Charmed entirely. Like,
really?
Don't think I'd ever seen an episode. My ex was a huge fan of it, and I would occasionally catch him watching marathons of it, but I I never got into it.
It makes you feel any better, Dominic. I grew up in a conservative Christian home, so it was like not allowed. So I had to catch it on reruns. So I have not seen the series in order at all. Like I just know
you don't need to, though.
Yeah,
you really don't need
Shannen
to.
left in season 3. It was like there's all kind but I've never seen them in order. Like I couldn't tell you what happened in what season.
Natalie, tell me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it on after Oprah?
Yes,
I thought it was
so.
The reruns.
The reruns would be on like after Oprah was over. It was Charmed. I'm almost certain for at least a year, and I saw so many Charmed episodes because of that.
I used to schedule my college classes to be over by 4 p.m. in the afternoon so I could keep up with Charmed.
I love that for you.
Do incendiary things happen on the show? Like,
no, it's
like
Dominic. Every episode
things?
is like they like use their power. It's like Buffy. Like every episode, she gets knocked back into like a wall and then falls down and almost doesn't get up, and then she does get up. And
is there a talking cat in the series at all?
No, sadly, no.
Sounds like it needs one. That could have been that fourth pivotal role. That could have kept the girls together.
Sisters. That was their power, was because there was the 3 of them together. Like separately, they were fine, but together they were very powerful.
Let's relaunch a series. Let's do a reboot. We're just going to change it a little bit. We're going to add the animal. The chant's going to be, it's going to be for adults. And the chant's going to be the power of 3 and this fucking cat. That's the new chant.
Oh my God.
And then in Michelle Pfeiffer's voice, you just hear meow in the back. And that's it. The power of 3 and this fucking cat. Meow. Who's not? Is that my phone ringing with Hollywood producers?
Is Hollywood on the line? Yeah.
Well, listen, before we get too deep into your Zennial Fantasia, let's go one by one with these two ladies. This is the point in our broadcast where we have Christopher and our guests the middle names of the people we're trying to fix. So I ask you, Julia and Natalie, do either of you know already either of the middle names of this week's witches?
No, I would never.
I do know Alyssa Milano's middle name because I do love Alyssa Milano. So I can't, that wouldn't be fair, but I have no idea what Shannen Doherty's middle name is.
All right, well then let's all play together in the beginning and start with Shannen Doherty. Middle name not readily available on her Wikipedia. I had to do a little bit of research.
No, really?
I had to do a little bit of research.
That was hard for you, huh? Yeah.
It took, I did it 5 seconds ago while we were all talking in that process. So if it seemed difficult then yes. Shannen Doherty, born April 12th, 1971 in Memphis, Tennessee.
Fuck.
What is Shannen Doherty's middle name? Yes, Shannon and I are the same age.
I thought she was younger than that. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Jennifer.
Okay.
Natalie.
Shannen Jennifer is a really long name.
I don't know. Stranger things have happened.
Jennifer
was just like such a Gen X name, though.
I'm trying to make my brain glitch into a Phoebe Halliwell premonition.
I'm gonna guess. I wanted to guess Renee, but then
Me too.
I'll guess. Do you have another one, Natalie, or do you want to guess?
Yeah,
Renee?
I have another one.
Okay, I'm gonna guess Renee. Shannen Renee Doherty.
Then I'll go with Lynn.
Oh. No one got it.
Fuck.
Shannen Doherty's middle name, Maria.
Oh, okay.
That's strange, though.
I think it's strange
Maria
also.
Doherty? I don't know. It must be a family
Shannen
name,
Maria.
Shannen Maria.
Okay.
Let's move on to one Alyssa Milano, born December 19th, 1972. So she will be turning 52 this year, 51 this year. Is that right? No, 52. I forgot
you were
what
right
year
the
it was.
first time. Yeah.
I didn't even smoke weed. Maybe I should, and then I'll be more on point. She was born in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. No
Really?
shock there. Alyssa Milano, what is her middle name?
I'm going to go with Marie.
I was going to go.
Had Maria.
Natalie, I was going to say Marie.
Because
we're on the same wavelength.
We are the Halliwell sisters.
The power of three will set us free.
And Miss Cat.
I'm going to say Alyssa. The word Coltrane is coming to my
Coltrane?
Christopher.
That's what they should have named the White Lighter.
Coltrane? Will that be the cat's name, you think?
Alyssa Coltrane Milano.
Oh my gosh.
You're locking in that answer?
Yes.
Her middle name is Clarissa. It's Alyssa Clarissa Milano.
No.
That's dumb.
I made that up. Her middle name is Jane.
Dominick, I believed you.
We would know if her name was that idiotic.
Alyssa Clarissa, yeah.
Alyssa Jane
That's
Milano.
her name now. That's her name now is Alyssa Clarissa.
Alyssa Clarissa.
Yeah.
Alyssa Jane Milano. Jane spelled Jayne.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What a surprise. Yep. All right, guys, where do we even begin with these two? Obviously, we know that they're on Charmed together. It's a humongous show. Shannen Doherty is from Beverly Hills 90210 and many other things.
Alyssa Milano's from Who's the Boss and many other things.
They're both child actors from their, from a very early age.
All three of the girls on Charmed were childhood actors.
Where was Holly Marie from?
Picket Fences, right?
Oh, perhaps. I only watched a handful.
Not to slam her, but she did not have the star power.
The cachet of the other two.
Well, that's what they told her.
That's what Aaron Spelling said.
Aaron Spelling told her that?
Aaron Spelling told Shannen Doherty, I don't think she has the star power, kid. And Shannen said, I won't do Charmed without her.
Yes.
I love when celebrities say that. No one's ever said that and risked work by saying that.
Well, Shannen doubled down with that. She's committed to that story.
Yeah, because the other person that was in that story is dead, so that no one can refute it. Yeah.
Cher has said in interviews a billion times, she's like, no one wanted Nicolas Cage, and I said I wouldn't do Moonstruck without him. And I'm like, girl, no one wanted you to do Moonstruck, so I don't know that you were swinging your dick around on set that day. Let's easy doozy. I love you, but I don't believe Cher was going to not do Moonstruck. Fun fact, Moonstruck was originally offered to Sally Field, not Cher. Sally Field was to play the role of Loretta.
Wait, seriously?
Swear to you, yeah.
I can't even imagine the movie. I can't even imagine her being in the movie.
Completely different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think they made the right decision.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. So they're in Charmed together. And then Shannen Doherty is booted off the show. Season 3. We have, what's her name? Rose McGowan comes in as Paige, the other third sister, which the whole thing is about them being a 3 and a trio and a this and a that. And the fact that they had another sister, so it was really a 4, was hilarious because the show made absolutely no sense that there was another sister. And then they obviously are feuding for the rest of their lives. Shannen Doherty gets cancer and does all these podcasts. And now, I mean, they're just slinging people article after people article at each other saying like, you were a monster. No, you were a monster. You were horrible. No, you were horrible. And now, I mean, we're at like a Hamilton style duel with these two, basically.
For sure.
At dawn.
We're less than 3 months away from Shannen Doherty's podcast headlining Alyssa Milano gave me cancer. This is where we're at with these two. Someone's got to say it because everyone's going to be thinking she's been sick for this long because of Alyssa Milano's cruelty.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
I would just like to think that if I was this close to my own mortality, I too would just be this petty. And I'd be like, every day, who am I slandering today?
Yeah. Yeah. It would be a bully a day is how I would take it.
bully a
If
day.
someone gave me a year to live, I would pull up the 365 people who have annoyed me the most in my time here and do one every day until I expired.
But then, Dominic, you were the one that told me that on her podcast, she's like preparing for death, right?
Yeah, she's like getting a storage unit to make it easy for her mom and all this stuff. Like she's trying to make sure that it goes smoothly.
It's stage 4, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
You know who else was sick like that for a very long time was, and I'm definitely, if you even know who this is, but Valerie Harper. She played Rhoda.
Oh, yeah.
She only died a couple years ago.
Yeah.
She had brain cancer and she went on the Today Show and was basically like, you know, I'm not going to be here.
Yeah, you'll never see me again. Yeah.
She too just lasted for many years. God bless her. And then when she finally passed away, she was, I think, 80. Like she had survived a very long time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is it the feud then, do you think, that's keeping Shannen going? Like the pettiness of it is what's keeping her alive?
My mom and her sister, whenever they exchange like birthday cards, it's always like, only the good die young, and bitches like us are going to live forever because they're just like pickled with hate.
Yes.
Pickled with hate. Oh my gosh.
I mean, it is true though. I mean, she has something to live for, and that's, you know, like destroying Alyssa Milano's life.
Yeah.
Love
sure.
will not get me out of bed, but vengeance might.
Yeah. It's a goal.
So what are the rumors about why they had a bad time together on set? I know that you two have done the Lana Del research and like have been listening to the podcast and the this and the that. So like, do we remember what the rumors were of why they didn't get along on set?
So here's the thing. Don't do the research because then all of a sudden it's the most boring feud in existence because now Shannen and Holly Marie are claiming we just worked differently than Alyssa.
Mm-hmm.
We were serious actresses and Alyssa was fucking the white lighter.
So why wasn't Alyssa the one then booted off the show if Shannen and Holly were like thick as thieves?
She gave them the ultimatum. Yeah, she was like, basically she documented all of the quote unquote hostile work environment stuff and then went to them and said like, hey, if you don't, Shannen or me, and if it's me, I'm suing you for a hostile work environment. And she had done the thing having gone to the appropriate channels to do it.
Well, because when tension started to rise on Charmed, it was like the hit show.
Mm-hmm.
So to try and get ahead of it, the producers like hired.
Sorry.
Dominic's like, I don't believe you.
Dominic is my favorite show.
Dominic, it was a hit. I know, that's not what I was laughing at. I'm laughing at the phrase, I laugh a lot on this show, the reverence with which we all take the stuff we're talking about. And we're fierce for it, don't get me wrong. But there's something about the phrase, when tensions started to rise on Charmed, that just made me laugh. Just that.
Don't worry. I came with a fix.
I love it. It's going to be 4 fixes this week, isn't it?
When tensions rose on the set of Charmed, the producers and Aaron Spelling tried to get ahead of it because they had a cash cow on their hands. And they hired an on-set therapist to mediate between the three of them. And Holly and Shannen refused to meet with the mediator. But Alyssa was like, I'll tell this bitch whatever she wants to hear.
No.
And the therapist kept the notes of the hostile work environment.
Oh, those idiots. What's wrong with them?
Right?
They should have known better.
They were like, you can't get us. We're not talking to your therapist.
Yeah. And then meanwhile, Alyssa's like fucking a motherfucking stool pigeon. She's singing like a canary.
Yeah.
But that was really smart, though.
No, it was really
She
smart.
got it all documented. That was, she gets points for that. Doesn't mean I'm on her side, but you know.
But she knew how to game the system. Plus, already with Shannon's reputation of being difficult to work with, I don't know if you guys remember this, but when Charm first started, Luke Perry was on the David Letterman show promoting something. I forget what it was. Mm-hmm. And he asked him, he's like, oh, what do you think about Shannon on Charmed? And he goes, well, Aaron had to do something with Shannon.
Slam.
Like, that was the tone. Like, that was the attitude towards Shannen Doherty in the 90s. And she has since like copped to it. Like, I understand I also am culpable in the way that my reputation was, but also, and you're just like, I don't know, girl. Like,
no, they definitely had a problem with her on 90210 as well.
Yeah, that was also
had a very difficult reputation on that show.
Wasn't she like all of the drama? I can't remember. I mean, you two tell me, remember in Tori Spelling's book that we had to read for book club? Wasn't Shannen Doherty like the person that was ruining Tori Spelling's life?
Yes,
am I wrong?
She was mean. And Jenny Garth.
Oh, yeah.
She just doesn't do well in trios of women.
No, she doesn't. And then Jenny Garth has since been like, no, I think she's been like, we've squashed it. We're fine. But that's what cancer does.
She has.
You know? Yeah.
There were 4 women on 90210. Justice for Andrea. She was unattractive, but she got to kiss Brandon
140. She was unattractive. She was also 40 playing a high schooler.
I mean,
she got to kiss him once.
Yeah.
When she was struck by the car on 90210, my best friend and I we do exactly what the two are doing. Sometimes we pull it up on our phone to laugh at her getting hit by the car because the like primitive drone shot that rises up and she's just laying perfectly in the street with her book scattered everywhere. There's not a spot of blood or a tire screech or anything. It's just the most hilarious getting hit by a car you've ever seen before.
I mean, TV in the 90s was the best.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But because Shannen is the bully and the villain in all of these stories, what's extremely frustrating about this feud is that Alyssa isn't proactively telling things to us. She's reacting, telling things to us.
Oh, which, yeah.
So by then she's prepared. The emotions have died down, all of it. And Shannen and Holly have everything to lose if they actually talk about all of the ways that they bullied Alyssa Milano. So no one's coming forward to be like, well, this is what it was really like.
Right.
But Natalie, correct me if I'm wrong though, because when I listened to the Shannen Doherty's podcast with Holly on, it made it sound like they couldn't talk about anything until recently.
Until Aaron died?
Maybe, because it made it... They gave me the impression that they
their
were like,
NDA from Charmed was still enacted like
maybe?
30 years later. There's no way. There's no way.
There was something about like how they're like, well, now we're free to talk about all of this. And you're like, have you not been free before? Because we've all known about the feud.
So I think the freedom is Shannon's mortality. And I think also Shannon's... How am I supposed to talk about it?
No, it is what it is. You know,
Shannen Doherty's cancer is the 5th person on this call, and we're all just ignoring it.
I mean, were she not sick and lashing out and like ridding her soul of all the drama that she's kept pent up, we wouldn't be talking about this feud.
Right.
You know,
So,
we really wouldn't.
yeah.
I'm also fairly convinced, though, that Candy Spelling is behind all of this. I feel like Candy Spelling is like sits atop in a palace ruling over Hollywood. And I feel like she's stroking her cat. And she called Shannen Doherty and was like, I will extend your life if you destroy Alyssa Milano's reputation. And that is why Shannen Doherty's lived this long.
This is my conspiracy theory. My conspiracy theory is Holly Marie Combs only makes money off of Charmed royalties and Charmed appearances. So the other two, to do their friend a solid, have decided, oh, we know, we'll kick up all that bullshit with Alyssa again. And they're getting Holly like a retirement cushion or something.
Truly. I mean, she hasn't been, what was the last thing she acted in? Like
Pretty Little Liars.
I was going to say, I couldn't tell you, but apparently And I was trying to find stuff like, has Alyssa Milano said anything recently? I couldn't find anything. And it's not like I was looking that hard. You know what I mean? Like everything that pops up when you do like Alyssa Milano feud, it's all Shannen and Holly that pop up.
Yeah. No, I think Alyssa Milano's like, I'm already like infuriating the world every time I tweet something. So like, you two are nothing to me.
But this is what I also found out. Holly Marie Combs went for the reboot of Mistresses when it was going to be on Lifetime and not ABC. And when they moved it to ABC, they wrote probably Holly's part for Alyssa Milano. And then Alyssa only did it one season and then had her character killed off or something.
Yep.
Oh my
Which,
Lord.
you guys, I loved that show. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my God.
I was like, you're gonna give me Alyssa Milano on a show about affairs? Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. Because she's the sexy sister.
But she was pregnant in real life, so they did the whole big bag thing for her. So it really just wasn't as satisfying as I was hoping it would be.
What else do we have to talk about from the feud?
You know, Shannen was difficult in Hollywood her whole life, right? Because like, didn't Melissa Gilbert also have problems with her when she was on Little House on the Prairie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Going so far back.
Listen, Little House on the Prairie and Who's the Boss raised me. Okay.
And I was just love for people. And I know that like Jenny Garth has squashed it. Tori wrote about it in her memoir, so she's probably over it. But I truly need receipts. I need to know, was she difficult or was she a woman with opinions and she was making life hell for producers?
True.
Because Shannen wants me to believe that she was making life hell for all of her male producers.
Right.
So she was sicking the women of cast that she was in against her, which is something that I have heard happened on a million shows, that they separated the female actresses and told them a bunch of lies about one another so that they wouldn't be friends and ask one another what each other made.
Well, yeah, and they talk about that too, Holly and Shannen do on that podcast episode, because she talks about how Aaron would do backdoor deals. Like they would make a deal and then he'd turn around and like do whatever he could to get a different deal out of whomever on the show. And then they would like talk about it and that would cause tension too. And that was part of the tension between Shannen and Alyssa as well.
Here's the thing. The common denominator in every feud we're talking about here is Shannen Doherty, obviously.
Right.
So common sense tells you that Shannen Doherty is the problem. Hence the reason she was the one to be removed from the mix back in the day. But there was an opening here for Shannen Doherty. First, she became ill, which always garners you sympathy no matter how many people you have offended or killed. I mean, when you're sick, you're sick. But at the same time, Alyssa Milano's public persona becomes very sort of Karen adjacent, if you will. Like she starts showing up at, judicial confirmation hearings and tweeting about the Ukraine and all sorts of other shit. I've joked on stage that I only know if something should be taken seriously in the news if Alyssa Milano has been tweeting about it. That's my barometer. And she started to turn a little bit. Public favor just started to turn. And I think Shannen sensed that. And being ill, I think she struck while the iron was hot. I mean, it was sort of her opening to rewrite history and change her legacy before she died. And while she got sick, Shannon's persona was getting sick. And so she attacked. And given what we know about Shannen, this seems very much probably what happened. Now that I'm sort of therapizing it out of me and putting myself in Shannon's shoes, I'm like, yeah, I would probably do the same thing.
It makes sense. No, it makes sense. And it's also, but then there's the part that I don't understand is like, if I was like having to get a storage unit and preparing for death, this would be the last thing that I would want to take over my time is someone that I didn't like 20 years ago.
Well, she's doing the podcast in lieu of a memoir.
Right.
And you both have told me that the podcast is boring, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but damn, Chris, she's sick. I try to not talk bad about podcasts on a hot mic.
Listen, I'll go
boring.
there. It was boring. It was really hard to get through her conversation with Holly because I thought, oh, great, they're friends in real life. They've been friends for 40 plus years. This is going to be the juiciest episode Shannen Doherty's ever done. It was like, okay, how do I speed it up so it goes faster? Like, so then it feels like a little bit more, you know, they do share a lot about like what their shared experience was, because then fast forward all these years later, Holly's the one in the position that's like, if you're getting rid of Shannen, I'm going too. And then, you know, some scenario where it's like, oh, just no, you can't leave the show. We'll sue you. And then we'll sue you for the rest of your life to recoup our losses kind of thing. So the way they talk about their relationship and their experience on Charmed is probably more than we would ever get out of a memoir from her. But also, could somebody have done something to like help them feel a little bit more entertaining?
So they did at MegaCon in December of 2023. There was a Charmed panel. And that's how this all got like riled up again for the youth. And and Shannen and Holly said that
the
on
youth being
Shannon's
people who are 35 is
me.
Go on.
But no, I think the kids are watching Charmed again. I don't know, right in.
Yeah, I think so, because it's on, I know for sure it's on Prime. You can watch it on Prime, and I think it's rerunning on like network television or cable, rather.
And it definitely is still on network television, because when I was skiing last year or maybe 2 years ago, like I remember turning the TV on just to like put something on in the background, and it was episodes of Charmed. Like old episodes.
And it's a super low stakes show. Like everything gets wrapped up in the 42 minutes. So it's like you're not
like 23 minutes, not even.
Yeah.
Is it even like, an hour long show? I don't think it is.
I don't even know. But it's also something where it's like, again, because I've never seen them in chronological order, like you know what's happening without having to watch them in order.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You can piece it together so easily.
So they're at this panel and someone asks them about the podcast, and Shannen and Holly have the nerve to say, well, we cut out all of the mean parts because we wouldn't want to do that to all of you. And I was like, that's what we want though. Like if I'm supposed to take your side over Alyssa's, make me take your side. But right now it just all looks like you guys hated the hot girl in the room.
And wasn't Alyssa a little bit more famous coming in, or no? Like, because isn't she the one that everyone was like,
well, I don't think she was more famous than Shannen.
But she was like the one that it's like the jokes were, if I had the opportunity to take Alyssa Milano to the prom, that's who I would choose. Like she was the, like you keep saying, the hot girl choice.
When I think that was the problem. Now that I'm hearing it, it's like they each wanted to be the Justin Timberlake of the group, and there were two Justin Timberlakes. You know what I mean? Because Shannen Doherty was super famous from 90210, and Alyssa Milano was also a child actor and had been famous from so many other.
But they really were.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to argue that they weren't. To me, they were like same level of stardom.
Yeah.
I thought they were at least a perfect pair. I mean, Holly Marie really, truly was like right place, right time for her. Like that was a dream gig slipping in there. They could have put Christina Applegate or another 80s heroine in that spot, you know?
Which it either needed to be the three people on the same level or one person above and then two that are, it needed to be another Holly Marie Combs wannabe. And then either Shannen or Alyssa are not there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, obviously, Shannen and Alyssa would have gotten along just fine if instead of Holly Marie Combs.
Here we go.
She fucked it up. She did.
Yeah. And you know what's heartbreaking? Piper
who are you?
was
Wait, guys, hold on. It
fell apart. I'm so unprofessional. It fell apart. I was going to say if they had one very smarmy
He can't even do it. He can't even deliver the joke.
Yeah. It was going to be the cat. It was going to be the cat. It was going to be one smarmy Southern accented cat.
Chris,
and I was going to do like a little Leslie Jordan for you, but I am not going to now.
I love Leslie Jordan. May
he
rest
didn't
in
want me
peace.
to do it. That's why he made me choke on my tongue. Thank you, Leslie. I wouldn't have done it justice.
God.
Protecting you. He's protecting you.
But yeah, if it was Alyssa, Shannon, and a cat voiced by Leslie Jordan, the show would still be on the air. No one would have cancer, and there would be no feud. So
the best part of all of it is that Holly, before December of 2023, was an Alyssa Milano sympathizer. She used to go on record and be like, Alyssa was the heart of the cast. She made it feel like a family.
See, and that, I don't like that. I don't like, you're a fucking snake. You know what I mean? I don't like that shit. You know what I mean?
Like, Shannon's the one saying, like, the show is you, Holly. Like, you're the glue that kept everything together. Like, if it weren't for you, it would have fallen all apart. And, you know, Holly's like, I have all this trauma from having to carry all this weight and have a 3-month-old because no one respected me, which probably true. Right?
Sure.
It's about working women in any industry. But yeah, it's the tonal shift is very like, you know, antenna raised.
And during the first season of Charmed, very early into filming, Holly Marie Combs gets sick. She has like a benign cyst on her uterus or something. And Holly Marie had gone on record to be like, and Alyssa and her mom were there for me every day. And she made me soup to take home. And I don't have a family. I was raised by teen parents. They weren't prepared to do this for me. And now it's, well, Alyssa and her bitch mom blocked Shannon from the hospital room. Shannon cried out on the other side of a locked door every night, just going, I wish I could see my friend Holly. And they wouldn't let her.
Yeah, she's a turncoat ass bitch is what she is.
Right. It's really that Alyssa and Shannon wouldn't be in the same room together. And like when you're the middle friend in that scenario, you have separate play dates.
Right. But Alyssa Milano's mom was literally making her meals after she got home. Holly got home and was like bringing her meals to her house. Like, what are you doing?
And the way that Holly talks about it, like Alyssa's mom seduced me with what I never had, a family.
Brother.
And it was seductive and it was almost cult-like if you think about it.
And then turned on her.
No, Holly Marie Combs is the problem here, guys. Come on. No.
And do you want to know why?
She's the problem.
And it's because, and I love you, Holly. Piper was like the glue of the show, but she had all of the good storylines.
Yes.
Because she was dating the devil and she was the reason we got to see Julian. And then she got to marry Cupid at the end of the series.
Yeah.
Someone married Cupid in the finale?
Yeah, and it was Phoebe. And I thought that Cupid was played by Billy Zane from Titanic. And I thought that my entire life. And it's just
Natalie.
like some dollar store version of Billy Zane.
Yeah, 100% is just a dollar store version of it. And we have not even brought up that they tried to do a Charmed reboot on Netflix that only lasted, I think, one season.
It was on the WB and it was 2 or 3 seasons.
Oh, really? Oh, good.
Yeah, and it was good. It was good in the way that Charmed was good, but it was good because it was like...
but shows can't be like that anymore. Like, you can't do a Charmed today.
Did any of the 3 original cast members appear on the reboot?
No, and they're all pissed about it. All 4, none of them were invited back. And they have slammed... It's teenagers.
It's the reboot's great. Said that the reboot's good?
I will die on this horse that I loved every moment that I watched the reboot. But... Holly, Rose, and Shannon have slammed that show. How dare they try to do this with us? They could have done it with Piper's kids. We all could have been involved. It could have been Hallowell House Manor or something.
Yeah, because they just want another they want a paycheck, whereas Alyssa Milano didn't say any of that, right? Is what you're telling me? Yeah.
No, because she's fundraising for kids' sport teams or something.
Whatever, yeah.
And I wonder, were any of them... I would assume none of them had EP credits on the show or consulting.
No, they weren't involved at all. And they're so pissed about it, Dominic.
I would be too. I think I would be too, actually. Did any of them have EP credit on the old show or producing credit?
Yes, Holly Marie was a producer. And she, oh my God, the way that she martyrs herself, she's like, I wouldn't take pay raises because I knew that the reason why Leo was leaving his family was because we couldn't afford to have both Brian and Nick Lachey on set.
Oh, brother.
She did it. Holly Marie Combs did all of that.
Yes, 100%.
She's the problem.
She ends friendships. She causes cancer. She makes horrible reboots. She's done all of this. She's responsible for all of this. I believe Holly Marie Combs might be a Candy Spelling. In a genuine sense.
Yeah, speaking of like plants. Speaking of plants. Yeah.
Because she even like gets Shannen riled up about, because Shannen directed the final episode that she herself was in. And she even gets her riled up about that. Like, you didn't realize you were directing your own death kind of vibe. And you're just,
But she did because she's directing it.
The whole time they're talking about it, I'm like, I don't understand. How do you not know that you're getting killed off the show if you're directing your own death? Like, it just didn't I don't know. It was
no one really dies on Charmed.
Well,
they go to hell or whatever their version of heaven was.
I know, but it's just like such a lie. The whole thing is that like that's a lie. Because if you were directing an episode, you would have the script and you would read the script and it would say, then Shannen Doherty, doesn't she get hit by a car or something?
No, she gets like thrown by
through a window or something, or through a wall. Or
I remember
window.
her being on like a bridge.
A lot.
Yeah.
It sounds like a conventional way for a witch to die, isn't it?
Yeah, the source kills her.
Mm-hmm.
The source of all evil, Dominic, since you don't know the lore.
I don't. I do not know the lore for sure.
Okay, well, anything else we need to say? I feel like we should get to the fix soon, but is there anything else we feel that we need to say?
Yeah, I'm racking my brain for anything else.
The other thing is, did we already talk about this? Alyssa Milano wasn't originally cast.
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
Did we bring that up already?
They filmed the premiere with another girl.
Yeah, they did the pilot with somebody else. And then after the show got picked up and ordered, right? Then they were like, okay, we're going to put Alyssa Milano here. Because the other gal, I don't know if she was struggling with working on television or if she had I can't remember what it was, but like she wasn't.
Oh, her church wouldn't let her play a witch.
That's it. Her church wouldn't let her play a witch. That's it.
Guys, this is it. Why did we spend an hour talking about this when you could have just told me that? That is, they were like, oh, the show got picked up. Let's put another actual celebrity on it. That's it right there.
Yeah, but then that takes away from the theory that it's Holly Marie Combs' fault.
I know, but like, that's why Shannon's like, oh, they're going to put Alyssa Milano on here and not another nobody. Like, that's where it starts.
Because even in the first episode, the sister dynamic between Shannon's character and Alyssa's character is already it's tension. Episode 1, they're already like, this bitch. So it's like built into the show from day one.
And they keep telling us that Alyssa Milano started the feud. And Alyssa Milano has only talked about this feud twice. She went on Watch What Happens Live and Andy Cohen asked her about it. And she said, Shannen and Holly were friends for years before we started the show. It always just felt like I was odd man out, which my grandma Peg went to her grave not allowing 3 of her grandchildren to visit at a time because she was like, you can't have 3 because 2 pick on 1 and I'm not dealing with that all day long. So Aaron should have known. And if only he had called Peg. And so anyway, she's like, I always just felt like odd man out. It felt like high school. This was in like 2017. Alyssa saying this. And she goes, and we never knew why Shannen quit or was fired or whatever. No one talked about it after she was gone. And that lit Shannen and Holly up. They were like, we didn't act like high school mean girls, which is a high school mean girl thing to say.
Yeah, 100%.
And then they told her, you didn't even go to high school. We went to high school.
I did not think that I was going to come out of this episode being on Alyssa Milano's side. I'm not going to lie to you.
I know. I've been trying so hard to be like, Shannen, your mortality makes me sad. And I'm trying so hard to believe that you are an icon and that you were done wrong in Hollywood in the 90s, like so many others. But sometimes you can't save them all. And Shannen, you could have
her own way.
You could have made
Interesting
it better.
that it's called Hollywood. Perhaps that's another clue.
Holly Marie. That's why she's not in anything, because she's a puppet master. She's just pulling strings for Candy. That's why she hasn't been in anything since Pretty Little Liars, you know?
Oh boy.
All right.
I know I have it.
I have mine. I've had mine for a while now.
Okay. I don't have one. I'm here to listen and to vote.
I have a fix.
Christopher, please begin.
Shannen Doherty and Alyssa Clarissa Milano. It seems that this feud was reignited on Watch What Happens Live. And we're going to take a Bravo approach to this, because all we want to see is a reunion Housewives style, where there is one couch on one side and there is one couch on another side. And we have a host in the middle. Now, whether that be Andy Cohen or Oprah or Z-Way or like someone else of that, someone else in this world, I need it to be Shannen Doherty and Alyssa Milano sitting on couches, first position right next to each other with a moderator. And then I need Holly Marie Combs and Rose McGowan and like all the other, like the husband, Piper's husband, the white lighter, and whoever else, anyone else relevant will come in as friends, and they get to choose which couch they sit on. And we'll just make the couch bigger and bigger and bigger as more people sit on a side. And then we need a full-on Housewives reunion where people are set up with packages to then like be like, all right, let's rehash this thing that you said at this, But when you were on Watch What Happens Live, you said that it was like high school, blah, blah, blah. Like, play the clip. Let's talk about it. And then we just do that. And there can be 3 parts. We can air it on Peacock. We can air it on, it can be pay-per-view if we need it to be, because it is basically a battle. And we air that for 3 episodes. It's chock full of ads. And it gives everyone what they want. And then at the end of it, whoever's left standing is left standing. And it's that simple. But then we bury it and we move on. And at the end, they cheers their little pina colada glasses and they ride off into the sunset to never speak to each other ever again.
And they all have to hold hands and chant "The power of 3 will set us free."
And this fucking cat.
Yeah. And that is my pitch.
Whew. I do like, I like that pitch. I will always be honest. It's a tough one to beat. But here's what I have for you. I don't think we're ever going to get to the bottom of what actually happened on the set of Charmed. I think that there are 5 sides to every story when there are 2 people arguing. There are like 11 sides when there are 3, especially when they are 3 catless witches. So, or Hollywood actresses. I think to please the fans and the gossip mongers and anyone who feels like there needs to be some sense of justice with the destruction of this relationship, I am pitching to you a remake of The Witches of Eastwick with the 3 of them. And I don't know yet who's going to play Daryl, the devil. I don't know Charmed well enough. Like, should it be Aaron Spelling? Should it be the white lighter, whoever the fuck that is? Should it be a cat? I have no idea. But there's a great message in that now with these 3 women who were probably incited to fight by male executives is probably what has happened here anyway. And whoever Daryl is, who, in Witches of Eastwick, spoiler alert, they get him in the end. It's like a witch version of 9 to 5. I never really thought of it that way, but it really is. But yeah, that's my pitch. They do Witches of Eastwick. That brings them back together. They're sort of in their milieu and they get to band together, all get EP credit and decide what message they're going to send by who's going to play the devil. Who do they want to destroy? And that's how they speak about it, because their stories are changing from year to year and person to person. So obviously some of it is performative. It's been a long time. So that's why I don't know if we'll ever get to the truth. The person who will get to set the record straight is whoever lives the longest. So that's the person who will give the final interview. And that's my pitch.
Wow.
That was good.
All right. Now, should Natalie just pitch and then Julia decides of the three? Do we
I'm
do
willing
that?
to change this format. I'm willing.
If Julia feels too uncomfy, there's a vote option.
I'm ready. I'm like,
she'll do it.
I'm ready.
She's ready. She's ready. Okay, Natalie, go ahead.
I can make a decision today. I promise.
I see Christopher's Bravo reunion, and I raise him a docu-series. We are living in the age of Quiet on the Set. We are living in the age of The Price of Glee. I want a Charmed docu-series. Sure, Alyssa, Rose, Holly, and Shannen can be a part of it, but we'll never get the truth out of any of them. So I want stagehands that Shannen threw books at.
Yes.
I want interns.
Fuck.
I want the kids. I want a 3 to 5 part docu-series of The Price of Charmed. I want it to be called The Power of 3 Set No One Free. And I want to be the person that calls Aaron Spelling in with my Ouija board. Thank you.
I love that.
The Quiet on Set people can call me.
I mean, the winner's obvious, you guys. Sorry, go ahead, Christopher.
No, when you said a stagehand that Shannen Doherty threw books at.
I don't think that. I think we would have known about that.
An intern, a PA that Shannen Doherty scratched the eyes off of after they got her salad dressing wrong. Because extras on TikTok are coming forward to be like, I worked on that show and it wasn't Alyssa making me tense. So I want to know. I want tit for tat. I want interns and I want directors, because Holly has claimed that anyone who worked on Charmed would work with Shannen again. And I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
She has doubled down on that several times. I think.
All right, Julia.
I think it's obvious, you guys. I'm very sorry. I know it's your show, but I'm really into Natalie's idea.
This is so sexist. I knew this would happen.
Reverse sexism.
Dominick, did you not see my face when you did your pitch? I was into it. I was very into it. I was like, oh shit, Dominick's going to win this. Like,
I do love
Chris,
all.
I love you, but like,
I love all three. I really do love all.
No,
three.
I really think there's a three. These were really three strong. Like, there's times that Dominick and I are like, all right, we fucking phoned it in. Like, here, you win.
No, these are strong.
These were three. I think these were three strong pitches.
The power of three, which makes Julia the cat in this situation.
Oh my God. Well, Natalie, you join a very small group of people that have beaten us at our own game
Elites.
on this show.
I'm going to text
congratulations.
my entire family this episode to be like, I told you I had it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my brother. Oh my. Will this ever? I mean, will we unlock? What's going to happen? Oh, you know that. Speaking of magic,
you guys have
know,
magic.
on this show we have magic. So like, is Holly Marie Combs going to do a people.com Instagram article and be like, it was me all along?
I hope so. That would be great.
Oh my gosh.
I will live
it.
the rest of my life in fear that Shannen Doherty is just going to be peeking into my window because I called her bullshit out. And I'll be like, I'm so sorry, Shannen.
Did either of you read Alyssa Milano's memoir? Because I know she talks about it in the memoir, and I don't think I can bring myself to read it personally.
I think we can do like a Reddit situation where we're like, where does she talk about show? Like, I want to do like find someone that read it to tell me.
Yeah, because that's literally the only part I care about in her book, because I want to know how and then to do a side-by-side comparison of how Shannen talks about it on her show, I think would be interesting.
Well, winner, Natalie Katona, Julia Washington. Thank you very much.
As well, the true winner from a discerning cat judge.
I'm just hoping that this gets me to the Fixies, man. I want my Fixie nomination.
All of our guests are eligible. We'll see how it goes. We should do a category for best non-host win of the year.
Are the Fixies a pay to play? Do I have to like take you to lunch?
Yes, they actually. No, actually, yes, they are.
Do
you
I
have to pay us money.
Press junket?
Yeah, pay to play. I'm so stupid.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
No, but speaking of, I was thinking about the Fixies today, and I was like, oh, we need to have like other people come in to present awards. We need to have like, we're blowing it out.
It's going to be a much bigger deal this year.
I'll come dressed as one of the Hallowell sisters.
Okay,
with
great.
my sparkly tank top.
And I'll be the cat she carries in the room.
Oh my God. Okay, Natalie, tell everyone where people can find you.
Hey, I'm Natalie. You can find me at Men I've Tolerated Pod on Instagram. To All the Men I've Tolerated Before is your weekly look at everyday misogyny, and it can be found on all podcast platforms. And if you're already a fixie or a cookie and you're on Patreon, type into All the Men I've Tolerated Before on Patreon. We have free content, but most importantly, we have a new it's like late night sketch if a late night host was really intapped to their feminine rage, and it's called The Misogyny Meltdown. So we're going to start being funny about everyday misogyny.
Julia, where can people find you?
Friends, you can find me on Instagram at the Julia Washington, and you can find me on TikTok under the same handle. They have to take TikTok out of my cold, dead hands.
And your podcast?
I have two. Pop Culture Makes Me Jealous. We analyze pop culture through the lens of race or gender, and sometimes both. And its sister show, Jelly Pop's Book Club, where we read book-to-screen adaptations and compare them, do a deep dive side by side of the changes that were made, why we think they cast the wrong people for certain roles, all the fun stuff.
Dominick, where can people find you?
My website is domentary.com. My socials are at Dominick Pupa. Please go to my website to see where I'll be performing this June for Pride. And I can also be found at the Duplex most Friday evenings from 6:15 on. Undecided if I'll be there this week, but it is likely. It is likely.
You can also find Jennifer Lopez there at that time.
Right
after
possibly
that time.
Marishka Hargitay protecting me from Jennifer Lopez.
Love that for you.
Perhaps.
That's the best protection you could ever ask for.
Why has there not been a Photoshop of Dominick being attacked by J-Lo with Mariska in the middle defending?
Well, they will probably happen tomorrow now.
Yeah.
Samaya will probably do it tomorrow.
Yeah, either Samaya or Greg Arcade. Like, hello? Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Dominick, thank you so much for telling us. Yeah, no, we need that. We need Photoshop immediately. You guys can find me at the Krista Rosa. You can find the show at Fixing Famous People. You can find the Patreon at patreon.com/Fixing Famous People. I wish you all well. And as always, where's Shelley? Goodbye.